Whoa! I guess they're on. Probably don't even need them in here.
Lightning at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's 4:12. So we're gonna open this meeting and you got any huh? Is it working okay? Is there any additions to the agenda? None? Anybody?
No additions to the
Okay.
agenda, Chairman.
County Council, you want to read in the closed session items?
Yes, thank you. On your agenda for closed session is one item under Government Code Section 54957.6. You have conference with your labor negotiators. Your designated representatives are here, and those are Director Roman Noriega, Deputy CAO of Finance Joel Begay, and Human Resources Manager Susan Carter. The employer organization is all units, including all classifications, excluding elected officials of unrepresented employees. Thank you.
Okay, any public comment? Any online? None?
None.
Okay, let's go into closed session. Over here, kitchen.
Testing, testing. Okay.
Twenty 21st of November. Yeah. Okay. Is there any reportable actions out of the closed sessions?
Chairman, there is no reportable action from your closed session.
Okay. Any open and closed memory of? None. Invocation, Rob. Marcus Hildebrand is not here, right?
I did not see him.
Okay. Rob and Brett, you do the flag.
Okay, let us pray. Father, thankful for this gathering, for this meeting, and the fact that we can have free elections in this wonderful country. So appreciative of the rain, of the light snow, the snow in the higher elevations. We're thankful for the provision for our parched state, and we just pray for continued rain. And just for, again, the opportunity to serve you, we ask that you would guide our steps as we as a group in this room lead the county. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
First 15 minutes of each regular session is set aside for members of the public to address the board on any matter under the jurisdiction of the board, but not appearing on the agenda. The board will not take any action on any items presented under public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium and state their name and county of residence for the record.
Any public comment here? Any online? None? Okay, consent calendar. Any questions from the board members? None? Any from the public comments? None?
Move to approve.
Second.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
And Supervisor Rogers votes yes.
Okay, I didn't realize he was back online. I apologize.
Can you hear me now? I was on mute. Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay. Item 6A.
6A, presentation proclamation of National Injury Prevention Day.
Move that we. They're not here to accept it.
To do it.
I move to
21st.
bring this item on the 21st of November.
I'll second.
Any public comment? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
6B, moving to the 21st. Any comments on that?
Does it need to be done? Is there any time restraint on it?
No, she's.
Let the record reflect that Tristan said that there was no time limitations. So I move that it is put to the 21st.
I'll second.
Public comment? Seeing none? Any
Super-
online? Any online at all?
Is there anybody online, Sarah, other than the two supervisors? No. Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
6C,
I move that we take this item up on November 21st as well.
I'll second.
Regina said it was okay.
it's okay?
Yeah, that's great.
You're
Okay.
gonna look forward to a great presentation on the 21st.
Okay, any public comment? None? We got a, roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes,
Vote passes 5-0.
we're gonna do item 6D.
6D, request to set salary for Sheriff Coroner as listed on the agenda.
One thing I want to make an announcement on this before Tyson starts. I want staff to look at all the elected officials' salaries and so we can see if we can base them all on the Superior Judge's pay. And there'll be different percentages than what we're looking at tonight, but we will take that in consideration if the staff could do that for me for the next meeting or the latest 13th, I think it is. Yeah, the 13th. Okay.
About now.
Yeah.
Yep. Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. I have to say, this is kind of an awkward agenda item here, but at least awkward to present this agenda item. So about a year ago, the Madera County Department of Human Resources was tasked by your board to conduct a classification review and update and a subsequent compensation study for the peace officer and related peace officer classifications. The objective of that was to review and update the compensation study, and it was twofold. First, to comply with the requirements of AB 846, where HR analyzed, updated, and reviewed current peace officer and related classifications, taking into consideration changes in the federal and state laws and HR practices. Secondly, though not required by 846, HR conducted a salary study on the specific benchmarks of peace officer and related classification using agencies approved by the Board of Supervisors, which I'll note are the same 10 counties that we've used since 2015. As a result of that study, every peace officer position was surveyed and updated with the exception of the sheriff coroner. Additionally, numerous related positions were surveyed and updated, including nearly every position within the sheriff's office. 256 of 284 employees were surveyed and updated, and of those that were not, at least 8 probably are still in progress. During subsequent civil service and board supervisor meetings in August, September, and October, presentations were made on 61 classifications. These 61 classifications were updated and the salary adjusted for the affected employees. As a result, every peace officer in the county, with the exception of the sheriff, has been updated. This adjustment resulted in compaction between the undersheriff and the sheriff. Specifically, the gross pay of the undersheriff now surpasses that of the sheriff. One factor is that the elected officials are not entitled to standard county longevity. With this 10% disparity, it causes inequity right off the bat. If you add in the possibility of the pit incentive and some of the other items mentioned in the board item, you'll see that it just compounds. So the current separation of the sheriff and undersheriff is 3.5% in an informal survey of the 10 counties. The results of that on the agenda item for your review. I'd like to highlight of those 10 counties again, those 10 counties used are long-standing comparisons used by the counties over the years and in many compensation studies since 20. It was noted in the board item that Fresno, Kern, Sutter, and Tuolumne counties have severe compaction issues similar to that of Madera, in which the salary of the undersheriff exceeds that of the sheriff. It can be assumed that those positions will be adjusted in the future to rectify that in the same way as we are. Another item to highlight is that the 10 counties surveyed, only one has the additional responsibility, being the director of the Office of Emergency Services. It obviously doesn't include Madera. When written, I think that Madera County was the second. So in the agenda item, it does say there's 2, but there's actually only one other one, which is Stanislaus. Disaster management for the counties become extremely complex over the last 10 years. We're responsible for managing more disasters and multifaceted emergencies than at any other point in Madera County history. And it's become a considerable responsibility and more than just a collateral duty. It's a principal responsibility has become pivotal in Madera County's operations and success over the last 10 years. With this massive responsibility, there's only one other sheriff that has that responsibility in that 10 county survey. Last thing I want to mention is the Madera County method of step raises seems somewhat irregular. I've not found another county that does it in the same way we do our step raises. The majority of the counties use a single step. There are some that use steps that coincide with annual raises like we do for other county positions. In other words, 1 step per 1 year. I'll say that it's a common misconception that there are conversation and favors passed between the board members and the elected officials that serve alongside them. This is an item to answer those concerns. By tying elected salaries directly to a fixed benchmark, it avoids that appearance of impropriety, favoritism, or retaliation. And this specifically addresses some of the community feedback we've heard on this item. We've heard this appears to be payback or returned favor, and in reality, this will serve to solve that issue. So the appearance is, greatly concerning to us, as I'm sure it is to you, the board. The industry standard of ideal separation seems to be 20 to 30% pay separation between the department head and the second in command. I was informed that the typical spread between assistant department head and department head should range anywhere between 20 and 30% at minimum, but no more than approximately 35% when I asked our former human resources director. Our current human resources director is here, and he says that the current spread is anywhere, I should say that's the ideal percentage. Our current spread within Madera County is anywhere between 15 and 30%. 15 and 30%. The former HR director said when she regularly completed the reorgs or classification work for Madera County, she would shoot for a 25 to 30% spread. So the number on the recommendation is supported a few ways. First, it's 26% above the undersheriff's base salary. So it falls in line with that ideal spread. The average salary of the 6 counties, removing those 4 compacted counties, is 0.4% from the recommendation. That's less than 0.5%. And lastly, if you adjust the salary of those 4 compacted counties' salaries and make them 25% above the undersheriff and then average them again, the average salary actually surpasses that of the recommendation. So regarding the number of steps, typically county employees don't always have to go through every step. They're usually brought in somewhere in the middle, or sometimes depending on their experience, they're brought at the top step. So to force kind of the electeds, and not just myself, but the other electeds kind of jump through those steps is a process that's not typically required by the rest of the departments that serve with them. So with that, I will open it up for questions or comments from the board.
Any comments from the board members? I would like to say that I would entertain a 95% percentage of the judges' pay, and with and then use our standard county longevity base every 10, 12, 14, 15 years, whatever it is, be included in that. I think that would be the best way to go. So, David, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I think I like the idea of tying it to the judges. It eliminates any perceptions.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, David. And this way, we do this with all elected officials. There won't be none of this thing that we're trying to get raises for ourselves and everything else. It's set to the judges, state judges' fee, and they're set forever that way. Letty.
Right.
I just wanted to clarify, when Sheriff Pogue spoke to the previous HR director, is he referring to Ms. Caleb?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, salaries are never an easy or fun topic to talk about, but the compaction issues are very disturbing, or I don't know, that's not the correct word, but it's not fair. So yeah, I'd support that. I would like to see the other elected department, other elected officials' salaries reviewed as well. I think it's time. So I'd support that coming back to this board. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Get rid of your cold. I can hear it in your voice.
My comment is, when, this is setting the salary for sheriff coroner, not Tyson Pogue. I think that's the important thing that we have to look at here, is that it's the position, not the person. And that's what we should be setting here, is that salary range or that salary. And so, there's a reason why we had the jail under the Board of Supervisors so long. There was always political issues between different people, and this takes out personalities. It takes out any political favors or retribution for something that you didn't like. And so I think that's important, that as a way to run a good organization that is a political organization, is take away the politics from that. So I just wanted to make that point.
Rob, you okay? You want to talk? Yeah.
I was just going to ask now, the resolution, was it for 95% or was it for a higher percentage?
It's for 100%.
For 100%, okay.
And no longevity stuff in it.
And so at 95%, what is the gap between, I guess, between the undersheriff or what's the compaction, I guess? I'm just kind of curious.
To clarify, it's not a resolution.
What's that?
To clarify, it's not a resolution. It's just asking for direction.
Okay, it's asking for direction. Okay. Yeah, I like the, I would, for all the reasons that my colleagues mentioned, I would think that the 95% is reasonable.
I think actually just doing simple math, since it is from 100 to 95, it would take it from, instead of 26% to roughly around 21%.
Right.
About 19%, according to my colleague
19.
Moreno.
I thought I had it wrote down here. I tried to do all this math, but I didn't get that done. I'm sorry.
The district
But
attorney
then you're
costs
allowing
approximately
for the
19%.
long, and then you're allowing for the longevity, which wouldn't be allowed under the 100%. It was, right?
What'd you say, David?
I said, then we're allowing also, we would want the longevity clause put in there so that and for longevity.
Well, I suggested that on the 95%. I don't think the 100%
Yeah.
has to be in it.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll keep it going, so they can keep moving up.
Would that be at
Yeah.
the 5-year mark, Mr. Chairman?
What?
That longevity, would that be at the 5-year mark?
Raymond? Ramon? Roman. I'll get it right yet.
Roman. The county longevity incentive for elected officials. Standard. It's, I think 10 years.
Is it 10 years?
So currently,
It's 10 years,
There's-
15 years, and 20 years.
Okay.
Standard long-
10,
Yeah.
15.
Thank you.
Dave.
Thank you, Jay.
You got that, David?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the board members?
I think the current for elected department heads is at 6 years. And then
Right.
Board of Supervisors is at 5 years,
Yeah.
I believe.
We're just talking about these right now.
Yeah, I
so-
know.
Okay.
Well, you were talking about all of them, so.
Okay, you done, Dyson? Okay, public comment. Tracy?
Well, a lot of it's been handled, but I drove all the way to Norfolk. John did, so.
Well, you can go back home, the course code.
I will, but after this. Good evening, Chairman and Board. I'm Tracy Kennedy, your treasurer tax collector. In my 10th term, pretty quick. Regarding this item, although no other elected official was included in the presentation, I would like to say thank you for looking at elected official salaries at all. But now Tom had directed Human Resources to look at us all, so I appreciate that and thank you very much. What you know, and probably the general public does not know, is that elected officials receive no vacation, no sick leave payouts, no management leave, as do our assistants, no vacation cash outs, as do our assistants. Elected officials have no benefits other than longevity, and our longevity is not on the same schedule as the regular appointed longevity schedule. The regular longevity is at 10 and 15 and 20, and it's 5 and 7.5 and 10. Ours is 5, 5, 5 at the different years. So, which is all employees get and is appreciated. The last time we had any meet and confer face-to-face with members of the Board of Supervisors for elected officials and or appointed department heads, because we always included talking about the appointed department heads when we went and spoke to the board, was in 2012. So it's been a full 10 years, right? And although several appointed department heads have had various increases due to classifications, elected officials have not been included in the discussions for these 10 years. Whether you decide on tying elected salaries to judges at some level, as several other counties do, or attach a percentage above our top managers to avoid compaction, we really need to pay the position and not the person. That's paramount. Thank you. And unfortunately, in years past, personalities were involved and therefore increases were denied based on if you were liked or not, regardless of the position, what the position demanded. Don't get me wrong. I love my job. I'm grateful for my job. And I do a good job for the county. That's not the issue. But we do need to address compaction for elected officials. There's only 6 of us. We can all fit in an SUV. Auditor, assessor, county clerk elections, treasurer tax collector, me, and the 2 public safety electeds, district attorney and sheriff. As benefits continue to increase for our staff and appointed department heads, their total compensation increases, but ours does not. Most recently, staff and appointed department heads were given additional management leave, 60 hours annually, the ability to cash out 80 hours of vacation annually, which equates to 3.8% increase in pay for that year, and now the ability to use unused sick leave towards retirement service credit and also be paid out at retirement for any unused sick leave. Elected officials receive none of these benefits. In closing, thank you again for thinking of us. And hopefully we can present a comprehensive package prior to the end of this year or the first of next year for your consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Actually, there is,
What's that?
actually, there is, Chairman, this is a email that was received by the clerk of the board. I brought it up the hill here, so it must have been received today.
Yeah, I think I got the other one.
A little late, but. Okay, any other public comment? Any online? None. What's your pleasure, board?
Move to approve as presented.
100%?
Or because, yeah, or at the. I mean, I do like the idea of the,
Dies for lack of second. Any other motions?
I'll move to approve at 95% and to address the longevity, to tie in the longevity.
The standard county longevity.
Chair,
Okay,
second.
Chair,
Oh, is this just direction?
now we got a second.
Chair, I
So I
would
think
just remind the board that the items on for today are not for action. It'd be direction, and I believe that the request was to bring back a discussion that includes other elected officials, because those aren't on the agenda description. And then any direction that you have for the specific elected that is on this item 60. And you can definitely make a motion to approve that direction, but in terms of a motion to set a particular salary or related benefits.
So does staff have, because I'm good with what Letty said. So.
And to bring back the other elected officials as well.
Regina, what are you saying?
So is everyone good with that? Do we need a thumbs up?
Yes, Chairman. I would just, well, first of all, I'm not sure if we'd have time at our next meeting to address the other electeds, although, we do need to do that. But I was just thinking, as supervisors, we get longevity at 5 years, and I'm just looking at the other electeds, if we did that we'd be treating them as other department heads if we did the 10 years, but I'm just thinking if we get 5 years, I just look at parity as being 5 years for other electeds as well, for the sheriff and other, yeah, right.
Did you put that in your motion, Letty?
So moved.
And I think that the other electeds were for staff to start working with them on that, but it wouldn't have to come back at the same time as this item, correct?
No, right. Actually, I think I'll try to bring it back on the 6th or the 13th so we can have the resolution. We got to do a resolution after we pass this. So.
Yeah, I'd
bring
like
that
to,
back.
I think
I'd like
that-
to have it prioritized.
What's that?
I'd like
Yeah,
to
I
see
think
it
that they-
prioritized.
You both spelled.
I think that,
What'd you say?
yeah, I think that the sheriff's issue is a priority because of the compaction.
Okay, Letty?
And the sheriff and the DA, but I'd like to see the other elected officials item prioritized, so that they could start this new slate, with the new numbers.
Do we need a motion, or is that pretty good?
We need a
direction?
motion to approve, to bring it, have the staff bring back a resolution. What we just voted on, right, Regina?
I think staff has that direction. I'm looking for Mr. Noriega.
And I think we should put it in a
We could-
motion, so it's set.
I have
Sounds
a
good.
question though, if you don't mind, before you complete your motion, and that is if you're asking us to come back with longevity pay, your longevity pay as board members is an increase in the proportion of a Superior Court judge's pay. Do you want it styled like that, or do you want it styled like the current county employees who get a percentage of their existing pay?
That's a good question.
The concern I have if you do it as a percentage is that you end up going away from, bottom line is, if the board wishes to put it in conjunction with the Superior Court judge's pay, then we should pick a percentage of that pay that it goes up, not a percentage of salary that it goes up. That way it'll continue to be tied to the Superior Court judge's salary after someone reaches the longevity point.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be much easier for staff to look at versus looking at both. Thank you.
Tim, Tyson?
The preference would be is for the longevity to mirror the rest of the county employees. That'll help avoid that compaction. So just to clarify, instead of mirroring the Board of Supervisors and the current schedule that it's on, is to mirror the rest of the county employees.
If you do that, there's no point in tying it to a judge's pay though, because
So-
as soon as you get longevity, you'll be off of that salary schedule.
No, what I mean is you tie it to the percentage to the judge. So in this case, we'll just hypothetically take Mr. Wheeler's suggestion of 95%. And then it's the same incentive for the other county employees that they get at 2.5% for 10 years. I believe it's 2.5% at 10 years, and then I think it's 5%. at
We just have
15
to
years.
look at, I think we're saying the same thing. You just have to look at whatever 2.5% would be as a percentage of the judge's salary. So it'd be 95% would then move to 97.5% at that time. Which is what we do. It's because the board right now is 40% and then it goes to 42%, I think was the, was that. So I think, yeah, it would just go up with that, whatever it would be for that 2.5%, it would be that percentage of the,
I think what you could do is staff could bring us back those different numbers at like 2% for this judge's salary and what 2% of the pay would be. So we have those numbers in front of us when we do it.
whatever that math works out to.
Right.
We may need, excuse me, we need to look at a max too in terms of, so that we don't exceed, say, a judge's salary.
Yeah.
So it's not, it doesn't go to 105% of a
Right,
judge's salary or
exactly.
something. So look at a cap, I suppose, or a maximum.
And it could max out as whatever years it took. If it took them 10 years to get there, that's it.
Mhm.
But they get pretty good hunks of the cost of living data anyway, so. Okay, any other public comment? Seeing none, roll call, please.
You don't need a roll
It was Liddy's motion, my second.
call.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler,
Yes.
vote passes 5-0.
Okay, 6E.
Six E, discussion and consideration for a plan to adjust the annual salary for Madera County District Attorney as listed on the agenda.
Same thing goes from all of us, I think, unless anybody's got a different question from the board before we give it to the public. Okay, Sally?
Yes, I just wanted to begin by saying, again, thank you for your attention and mirroring Tyson, the sheriff's comments about what an awkward conversation this is. I would like to point out, I'm sorry, am I not closer?
Yeah.
How's that better? Okay. Usually I don't forget that. And I'd like you to just take a moment and imagine how frustrating it was for me to stand back there while you listen to Tyson's motion. I just wanted to mention a few things. I know you've all taken the time to read the board letter. But the thing that I'd like to focus on really is that there are three co-equal branches of government. What a super day to be doing this as we celebrate our right to vote and our democracy, and how important it is that those branches of government are equal. And I understand that you've decided to set the sheriff's salary at 95% and to do longevity, which obviously, as we can see, is a complicated.
Oh, she froze.
Hello.
It froze, I think. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Can you hear me, David?
Yeah, I can hear you. What happened?
We can hear you, Letty. Okay, it's frozen over here.
I think their Wi-Fi might have gone down again.
Yeah, I can't hear Sally.
Same here.
We can hear each other.
Run. I suppose.
Hi, everyone.
Lost them altogether. The chambers is gone.
Okay. Yes. Chamber. Oh,
Click on.
okay. I can see her. It's on mute though.
Myself to 100% of the salary of a Superior Court judge puts me right in the middle of the pack of 10. The 5 smaller counties below me, the 5 larger counties above me, just as it should be. To put it at 95% puts me below the center there. Also, setting the salary at 100% puts me at between 25 and 26% separation from the Assistant District Attorney. And I just note for the record that both the Assistant District Attorney and the Undersheriff had a full HR analysis done. And that's why these numbers work out so cleanly, because those people are being paid appropriately. So if you look at 25% as an appropriate salary, again, it sets me right in the middle, below the larger counties, above the smaller counties, 25% above the next person. It just so happens that that's a super convenient and accurate benchmark for the district attorney here in Madera County. So please don't think I'm ungrateful for your consideration and listening to this conversation. However, I would ask that the salary for the elected district attorney be set at 100% of a Superior Court judge's salary and remain there. Anybody have any questions or anything that you'd like to hear more about?
Questions from Sally, Letty?
No, I missed some of it, but I think I have the gist of it. Thank you.
Yeah, I move that that staff be directed to come back with 100% of the judge's salary for the DA, and I like it because it eliminates the compaction and it's right in the middle. I like the optics.
Both ways will eliminate the compactation.
Yeah.
Any comment?
So we have that motion and, based on the analysis and I think it would, I would support moving ahead with the 100% as well.
Me too. I was good on that on the first one too, and I think that they should both be that way. But I'll second here.
You made the motion, right, David?
Yes.
So there's no longevity in this 100%.
Right.
Okay.
And this one has no longevity. Got it.
Does it make it not complicated, but I just want it to be clean. So we do it either one way or the other.
Mr. Chairman, I was just going to reply to Supervisor Gonzalez. I agree in terms of, keeping things easy and
Consistent.
and I believe that staff will be, HR will be coming back with some recommendations. And even the previous item, I think that they're going to be coming back with an analysis to show,
What they all look like.
what they all look like. And I think that's important.
Yeah, it may, exactly. It may be cleaner to do him at 100% as well.
Well, what we can do, we
does
direct
Roman-
staff to bring us back, ordinance, and that we can ask them on this motion to bring to, if you don't mind a minute, Dave, to bring back analysis like, Rob said, and,
Yeah, yeah.
ways, and we can see what the difference would be, and then we can make a really legitimate, decision on those numbers. Is that
Right. I agree.
And the direction was in that last motion was to bring it back and what it looks like for all elected department heads kind of as a whole. So I think it kind of brings that in.
play?
We had some guidance as what we thought the number should be. It could be something different. So
Right. I'm not in stone.
Okay, anybody, any other questions?
I think Roman had something to say.
Oh, yes.
I just want to go on the record and confirm that staff's direction is to bring back these recommendations for what the sheriff is proposing and what the DA is proposing. With the incentives are at 100%. And so I just want to confirm that that's the analysis.
I'd
Both
like
of
to
them.
see the 95 and 100 for both of them.
Okay.
And the 95
Right.
would have standard county longevity, and then the 100% wouldn't have that.
And I'll add to that, Chair, if I can, that we'll bring it back in the format that makes the most sense. I've heard a resolution and an ordinance, but we'll clarify that when we bring it back.
Okay.
More than likely a resolution.
Right. But we can have a resolution that can be either way or. So we can make that decision that day when we have correct numbers in front of us. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yep.
Please.
Is it public
Supervisor
comment?
Rogers?
Oh, we already did public comment. Any more
Do we
public
have?
comment?
anybody else here?
Any more public comment? Any online? None? Okay, roll call, please.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, we're skipping 6F to,
Thank
make a
you.
motion to move 6F to the 21st.
So moved.
Second.
Any public comment? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman
Yes.
Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Library one, yeah. I moved it to the 21st. Is that okay? How about 6G? We got to do that now?
Pretty quick one, right?
I see Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do-
This is just for parking restrictions along Business Route 41.
Oh, that's right.
In
Okay.
response to
Regina, do I need to read the full ordinance?
Yes, as Chairman Frazier, or Supervisor Frazier was saying, it is an ordinance amendment to section 10.36.010 of the Madera County Code, adding those subsections O and P, establishing restrictions and the remaining portions of Business 41 and a portion on Avenue 10. The request is to waive the reading and set the second reading for December 6, 2022.
Yeah, exactly what Supervisor Frazier was saying. So mine was the abridged version. I move that we waive the first reading and set the second reading for December 6, 2022.
I'll second.
Any comment? That okay with you, Jared? Good for you. Okay, no public comment. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
6H.
6A, Community Facility District Formation, number 2021-1, Tesoro Viejo 2, as listed on the agenda.
Okay. Any discussion on that, Matt?
This is for the sale of the bonds.
Yes, I didn't know whether we needed to read this item entirely into the record for disclosure
Yeah,
purposes.
thank you, Chair. If I can, In talking with our consultants and advisors on this, the recommendation is to read the first item alone, and then the rest do pertain to the resolution. So if I can, Clerk of the Board, it's discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of special tax bonds for the purposes of financing authorized facilities and approving and authorizing related documents and actions for improvement area 1. Items 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 relate to that resolution and can be found in the back of the agenda. Thank you.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any comment?
Just one quick one, Matt Trieber, Chief of Development Services. And a big thank you to Andrea Saldati, who without her work, this item would not be here today, and the whole team behind her, Regina Shop as well. I did want to clarify for both this item and 6I, this has no impact on the general fund. These are backed by the ratepayers of that CFD within the Tesoro Viejo area. So I want to make that very clear.
Thank you, Andrea. Any public comment?
I'll move to approve.
What's that?
I'll move to approve.
I already did. Is
We
that
have
a
a
second?
first.
I think,
We have a first and a second.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, then I'll make a third motion.
The third. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes.
6I.
6I, Community Facility District Number 2021-1, Tesoro Viejo Number 2, Acquisitions and Reimbursement Agreements. Discussion and consideration to enter into an agreement to contract number 11317-19 with Hillside RM LLC relating to the Improvement Area 1 of County of Madera Community Facility Districts 2021-1 and authorize the chairman to sign as others listed on the agenda found in the back of the packet.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any comments, team? Huh?
We're on hold again.
Oh, we're on hold. I heard I had something pop a while ago. Weather says it's drizzling outside. Is it working? Yes. Okay. Any comments?
Nope, just thanks to the whole team on this, on both sides. So I know we have some folks online if there were any questions. So thanks to everybody involved.
Any public comment? Seeing none. A roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, we're gonna have the number 7 public hearing.
Introduction of an ordinance to enact section 18.102.140 of the Madera County Code pertaining to expedited permitting of electric vehicle stations, charging stations. Waive the first reading and set the second reading for December 6, 2022.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Jamie Bax, Community and Economic Development. This stems from Assembly Bill 1236. It allows for expedited review of EV charging stations for electric vehicles. It also allows for electronic submittal of those plans. They don't have to be wet stamped, so we can get them through our system. I'm working with the building official on the checklist that will go along with this ordinance as well, and we'll be back on December 6th with the second reading of this.
Okay. Any comments from the board members?
It'll still go through all the same review to make sure that they're safe and installed correctly.
Absolutely. There's actually a section in the government code that does preclude this from requiring any use permits or anything like that, so long as there is not an immediate threat to life or safety.
I move to waive the first reading and set the second reading.
We
for
can't
December-
have a public hearing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna open the public hearing now. Any comments from the public? Any online? Sarah's looking real fast.
None online.
None online? Any on here? Anybody got any public comments on this? I'm going to close the public hearing.
I move to waive the first reading and set the second reading for December 6, 2022.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Excuse me, Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
is there anything else we have to do, or do you want to go ahead and finish it? Quit snowing, quit raining? What do you want to do? You want to finish this?
I
so
think
don't-
we should probably finish it. I know there's a letter that is, that the hospital has requested, that we get to the Attorney General,
And that's 8A or B?
or
That's
9A.
Oh, 9A. Or do you want to go ahead and do these other
Let's
two?
do
too?
that. Let's
The
do-
others
yeah,
would be
let's
pretty-
Let's get all of them.
Okay, pending legislation, 8A.
8A is just the county cooperating
Right.
with the Fire Safe Council related to a grant application that they're applying for, and that we're willing to work with them on providing the match should they be successful.
Do we need motion on this or thumbs up? Motion?
Yes, any public?
This is
Ask
very
public
important.
comment.
Any public comment on this? Seeing none, what's your pleasure,
I'll
board?
make a motion for approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote
8B.
passes 5-0.
8B.
8B is a letter of support for the SR 99 Tulare City project, as we have with all of our other partners on State Route 99 in the Central Valley. We
They,
ordered a letter of support to their project.
they wrote one for us too. They were always there for us. So,
Oh.
move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got any public comment on it? Seeing none? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
8C.
8C is a letter that we forwarded in October to Sierra Nevada Conservancy related to the Eastern Sierra Climate Communities Resilience Project, which is on the east side of the Sierra, but still in Madera County to support their work there doing fuel reduction.
Very important. Any public comment? Move to approve, somebody?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
9A.
9A is a letter of consideration to approve a letter to the Attorney General on behalf of the merger between Madera Community Hospital and St. Agnes Health. And it outlines the reasons why we would support that, so that Madera Community Hospital continue to be a viable hospital within Madera County, and the only hospital within Madera County.
Yeah, I think this is important. We should do a motion. This is a thumbs up on this.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Second. I didn't know where you were going to be at on this one, Rob.
Yeah,
I was on the fence.
Any public comment? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
I'd like to go back, if you guys don't mind, and finish these other ones up, so we don't have to have a meeting on the 21st.
Oh, we've already moved.
There's
it
something
into-
we can change those. Can't we, Regina?
Yes, because there has been a motion that has been approved already. The person on the winning side, which was 5-0 votes, need to do a motion for reconsider to open up the item. So
I would say that there's two of them that are.
We got one,
there's
two,
two that are
three,
Informational, pretty
four.
much. Like Regina's on Brown Act. That could be moved to another regular meeting,
Yeah, why don't we,
As
can
well
we
as
make a
the-
motion to
as well as the
stop all
library.
those we've done and move it to the 6th? Because there's only 4. There's 6A, 6C.
Let's do Tristan's, because that could be time sensitive since he doesn't have the ability to,
Right.
on the fire council one.
Okay, what number is
And then
that?
the rest of them to the 6th.
What number?
6B.
6B? Okay, make a motion to revisit 6B, please.
I move that we revisit 6B.
I'll second.
Roll call, any public comment? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler? Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, the proclamation, we can
Yeah, that one we can do it at 6.
6.
Yeah,
The county council, 6C.
can be on the 6th, and 6F can be on the, 6th.
Library, and she's not here anyway, so let's make a motion to move 6A, 6C.
She's on the
Yeah.
phone, she's online though, just to acknowledge that Krista is with us.
She's online?
Yeah, she's online, but 6A, 6C, and 6F.
This is not online now. I told her that we weren't going to do our items, so she disconnected, I believe.
Yeah, I move that 6A, 6C, and 6F get moved to the first meeting in December.
Withdraw the motions first, all 3 of those.
I withdraw.
The
Do we need to do
motion,
it individually? I move that
Okay.
we withdraw the motion of 6A
to the 6th.
to the, moving it to the 21st.
Moving to.
No, I had-
Okay, withdrawing that, okay.
Yeah, second.
We got a second?
I'll second.
Any public comment? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
I
Okay,
move
6C.
to withdraw my motion on 6C, moving that item to the 21st.
The 6th.
Got a second from Letty, any public comment? And none, roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
I move to
6F.
withdraw my motion on 6F to move it to the 21st.
I'll second.
Any public comment? Yeah, none, roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Proof that everything takes longer in government. I move that item 6A comes back on the first meeting of December.
I'll second.
Any public comment? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier.
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
6C.
I move that we bring back 6C on December 6th.
I'll second.
Any public comment? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes
6F.
5-0.
Move that we bring back item 6AF on December 6th.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, I'm sorry.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras,
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Also, supervisors, reports, you got any?
No, on 6B, we have that one. If we read it into because we brought that back, if we could read that into the record.
6B, discussion and consideration of entering into a grant agreement number 379669 with the California Fire Safe Council as listed on the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please. Public comment? No public comment. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Frazier,
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers,
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez,
Yes.
Chairman Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Supervisor report.
My, nothing to report other than for all of you wanting to be in governance at home, always move to a time in the future uncertain instead of an exact date. Oh, MD10,
Yeah.
a open house on Thursday also regarding the pipes and meter project.
Okay, Rob?
Nothing to report.
I got just one report. I wanted to thank the Mono Tribe for letting us use this community center, and I want everybody to be careful driving home. It's going to be slick a little bit, so other than that, Letty?
Yeah, just everyone be safe and stay well.
Get well, girl.
Thank you.
David?
Yeah, get well, Eddie, and hope you're doing well, Tom. And just I wasn't feeling well enough to be there in person, so I thought, hey, I better stay away. I don't want to give you something.
Thank you.
But nothing to report.
Jay?
I want to thank staff for the execution of Operation Greenlight. If you've seen the Oakhurst store, the main building in Madera, it looks great at night. Also, your most difficult point of driving tonight as you leave will be going up the hill right outside the building. The rest is pretty much nothing burger if you've ever driven in snow before.
And I also wanted to thank, sorry, that reminded me, I wanted to thank Raymond and Mr. Torres for getting my grandfather's flag flown above it, and it was returned to me by Corporal Torres in perfect condition, well folded, inspected with a letter. It meant a lot to my family and to me, and so I just wanted to say thank you to them personally. And I'll do that in person as well.
Again, thank everybody. Thank the tribe for letting us use this building, and be careful going home. And, oh, did you have anything you want to report?
Oh, I just want to thank everybody for powering through. It's very helpful to our department.
Well
Thank you,
done,
everybody.
well
Drive home
done.
safely.
Our IT is the best.
IT
in the West.
and clerk of the board staff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
guys
Sarah.
so much. Be careful.
And everyone, if you could pick up a chair on your way out.